Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ward Productions. If you enjoy this video or just my content in general, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. So let's dive into it. So I'm just going to start with this phrase right here, Cam Scadaboo. This name is Cam Scadaboo. You've probably heard it, and if you haven't, maybe you're living under a rock or maybe you just don't watch football. But he is lighting up the NFL right now. His play style is just something I haven't seen in a long time. He's just so physical when he runs the ball, and it's just so fun to watch him play football. It genuinely makes watching a horrible Giants team somewhat enjoyable. And I'm not even a Giants fan, all right? And I still like watching them play because their quarterback play is horrible. So they have to lean on the run game, and just watching this kid run the ball is just it's electrifying. So, but there has to be questions here, right? How did he get to this point? How did he become who he is today? And I'm gonna just tell you right now, he was a 0-star recruit coming out of high school, yeah. And now he's like the hardest player to tackle in the NFL. If you're wondering how that happened, well, I'm gonna tell you. So let's just dive into it. So in his early childhood, Cam was nicknamed Houdini. Yeah, that sounds familiar, right? Right, Houdini. You know, the guy that was able to escape stuff pretty easily. Yeah. Well, he gained this nickname for his ability to escape his car seat and essentially every child lock they put on him for his protection, which could seem to be pretty impressive for a kid to do. Because I know whenever I was a kid, I could not. I didn't know how to put like still now. I don't know how to put my thumb and my finger in between like the silver part of the doorknob and just turn the knob. Like I have to take the entire white thing off. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that seems pretty impressive to me. And this magician type ability, well, it quickly translated to the game of football, and that is an understatement because in his high school career alone, he ran for 6,000 yards and 70 touchdowns. 4 years, 6,000 yards, 70 touchdowns. Just let that sink in for a second. He had a monster junior year where he ran for 3,550 yards and 45, 1 year, by the way, 45 touchdowns, leading his team to a state championship. Mind you, this kid was a 0-star recruit. 0 stars. Yeah, I don't know what these scouts are looking for because if I was a scout, I see this kid run for almost 4,000 yards and almost 50 touchdowns. I wanted to come play for my program. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, he was overlooked for sure. And despite many teams overlooking his ability, he was offered a scholarship to play D1 football at the well-known and highly pristine Sacramento State. So yeah, that's where he started his college career if you didn't know. And at Sacramento, he ran for 1,892 yards and 12 touchdowns. Pretty solid numbers, I would say, for the first 2 years in college, but you also have to realize he wasn't really playing pristine programs that he would be playing in the next 2 years at Arizona. So he also had a solid sophomore year at Sacramento, ran for nearly 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns, giving him Big Sky Offensive Player of the Year honors. Pretty impressive because, yeah, very overlooked, like I said. So he then just transferred to Arizona State, and well, I think this is when you really start to hear his name start coming up. So at Arizona, he ran for a total of 2,494 yards and 30 touchdowns, which, hey, that's pretty impressive. You know, nice equal numbers, but yeah, these numbers are skewed. Let's look at his senior year alone. He ran for 1,711 yards and 21 touchdowns. So most of this was put up his senior year. And despite all of the success at Arizona, playing on big teams, having a career game against the Texas Longhorns, who, by the way, many people are calling the best team in college football with Arch Manning, and they were pretty good last year with Quinn Ewers. So, yeah. But despite all of the success, there was still the question, could his scrappy play style hold up in the NFL? And that's exactly why he fell to the fifth round to the Giants. So far in the NFL, he's looked really good. He was second on the depth chart, by the way, and so far he's ran for 102 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4.4 yards per carry, and I would say he's slowly turning himself into the lead back in New York. And this is all to say that Tyrone Tracy's still there. He had a monster rookie season last year. He's an impressive young player, but he's still overlooking him. And this is not even accounting for his pass blocking ability, which, by the way, is really good. And I'm just going to say this, not necessarily jinx him, but Cam Scatterbo kind of reminds me of like prime, like Ezekiel Elliott and just his play style, because Zeke was really physical. And yeah, so is Cam. And they both were really good at blocking for the quarterback, which is why Dak Prescott had a monster rookie season. I'm just saying, yeah, they seem pretty similar, so that should probably scare NFL teams if you're just looking at that. But I think it's safe to say that his wrecking ball play style has been successful so far, which, not to say he's not going to get injured or anything, which could very well happen, but it's just really fun to see this guy play football. And I just really can't wait to see his career progress. And I hope he can stay healthy and continue to develop and just become into a household name for the New York Giants, because they haven't had that since, they let Saquon walk for uh nothing essentially. Yeah, they just gave him to the Eagles, and then he ran for 2,000 yards and led them to a Super Bowl win. So, yes, it really hurts to be a New York fan, especially with Daniel Jones, having the year he's having right now. But, well, there you have it. That is how a zero-star recruit turned into one of the most promising young players in the NFL, Cam Scatterby.